Noah Spickelmeyer.
And Cece Clark.
Welcome. Thanks, you guys, for coming in and talking to us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you guys have a podcast
Yes.
about the environment.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's called Sun and Soil, and it's about agriculture and food and the environment, and we've been making it for the past year. Yeah, and do you want to say something?
We wrapped up a season about agriculture and food systems in Alaska, and we lived in Alaska for about half a year and traveled all around, and it was one of the most impactful nature experiences that I've had, and I think you as well. But on it, we talked to a lot of people who were doing their best to make the food system work for them and work for the environment and preserve the very beautiful landscapes of Alaska. And so, yeah, that was, we've wrapped that up, and that was on that trip, saw some of the most beautiful nature for me.
Yeah, I agree, especially along, if you're ever in Alaska, we went sort of an alternate route along the Richardson Highway, and that's some of the most beautiful nature I've ever seen. But yeah, it was interesting, and it was really cool to learn about such a different food system than the one I've grown up with, you know, in California. Like, we have access to a lot of resources that are not available in a more isolated state. But like, it was really interesting to learn about just like how farming and agriculture has to work differently in different areas. You know, like, there's this sort of one-size-fits-all view of agriculture here in the U.S. that I think can be a little harmful. And I think, like, you know, I didn't know much about agriculture before starting this podcast, but it's interesting to learn about, like, and right now we're starting to dive into a new series about regenerative agriculture that I know is becoming very big right now. So I'm excited to learn more about that. But yeah, I think, like, a big thing I've learned about Earth and about agriculture lately is that, like, it's really not one size fits all. You have to sort of figure out a way to work with the land as opposed to against it.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too that stood out from, like, at least making the last season is, like, we're not Alaskans, and so we didn't, prior to going up there, didn't know how much community Alaskans have. They're a very tight-knit group of people. It's a huge state, but there's so few people population-wise, it feels like a small town. And so everyone within the food system and agriculture and environmentalism movement up there, they're all kind of intertwined, and a lot of the people overlap and whatnot. And so it's really amazing to see a lot of people motivated to feed people in a environmentally friendly way and preserve a lot of the culture and nature that's abundant up there and still is very abundant, and but is still, you know, threatened in the same ways that nature and the environment is threatened down here. And so it was very awesome to see just, you know, how tight-knit and community-oriented it was, especially in some of the smaller communities up there. So it was very cool.
Yes,
yeah.
It was very cool.
Yeah. I think that's
it. Yeah, I mean, and then, yeah, it's exciting. It's Earth Day. We just did a little episode about the history of Earth Day, and it was cool to. It was cool. I didn't know about Santa Barbara's role in it with the, you know, the oil spill really got people thinking.
Have you seen Greetings from Summerland?
No.
It's a documentary that just came out. I think they released it at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival in February, and because this was the first offshore oil drilling in the world was off of Summerland. And so oil production here, it's all intimately tied, right? And then the oil spill in 1969 spurned the idea of Earth Day. So I don't know where it's showing, but highly recommend you take a look at
that's
it.
awesome.
Good to know. What's it called?
Greetings from Summerland.
Greetings from Summerland.
Greetings from
Okay.
Summerland. We'll look that up.
We're
That
gonna
sounds
look
cool.
it up. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. No, well, thank you. This is a very awesome setup,
you
and
so
it's
much.
Yeah, thanks for sitting down.
yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We have all received a gift, an expected or anticipated gift for a birthday, anniversary, retirement. Each time we receive that gift, whether it meets our expectation, we feel something. Happy, sad, disappointed. The gifts that are unexpected, unconditional, small or large, have the potential of changing the trajectory of a life. Someone pays for your groceries when you're out of money. leaves you a big tip just when you think you can't afford your rent. Those are the gifts that ease our fears, make us grateful, and want to help others. This is a space where we share how those gifts, big or small, make a difference and change our lives. Welcome to the Starfish Connection.